A very good morning to one and all. I, Dr. Aparajita Singh, Associate Professor, Global Business School and Research Center, solicit the blessing of the Almighty under the able guidance of our leadership, our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. P.D. Patil, respected Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Bhagyashree Patil, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. N.J. Pawar, our dynamic Executive Director and Trustee, Dr. Smita Jadhav ma'am, the Director of Center of Learning, Dr. Safia Farooqi, and our very own beloved Director, Dr. Chetan Chaudhary. On behalf of all of them and our institute, we welcome you all. We all know that the face of education has changed in this new pandemic era. And since change is the only constant in life, it is time we change our learning process and practices too. I'm thrilled to have our first guest speaker, Mr. Amit Goyal, India and Asia, South Asia head for edX. He will be talking about how learning has changed over the period of time and how we can harvest edX for our own benefit. So without any further ado, I would like to invite our anchor for the evening, Mr. Prince, to take over. Prince, over to you, dear.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very good morning to everyone. Not taking much of your time, I would like to call today's guest lecturer, Mr. Amit Goyal. Mr. Amit Goyal is the India's SC Asia head for edX, world largest e-learning platform founded by MIT, Harvard University. Mr. Amit holds bachelor's degree in IT, master's degree in business from Oxford Brookes University, Oxford, and various IT and business certification from World Bank, MIT, IIM, Microsoft. Prior to edX, Mr. Amit was head of education solution business for Samsung India and also credited for launching world's cheapest tablet PC Akash, the project commissioned by Government of India. The article was also published in Tribune article. He also advises various government bodies around the world for education policies. He is tech-led innovation specialist. He has hand-on experience launching million-dollar products in EDEC and telco original equipment manufacturing. Amit has also handled product marketing roles in UK, Europe, India with leading telcos, example, T-Mobile, MVNO, Vectone, Reliance Communication. So I would like to call Mr. Amit Goyal, sir, to take over from here. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Prince. I'm elated to hear so much good stuff about me first thing in the morning. So that's quite a good feeling. Thank you, Aparajita, for this wonderful introduction. And
welcome, sir.
It's an honor to be here. It's been a while I have been interacting with the entire DY Patil team. And first and foremost, because I'm addressing to the students, I must let them know,
what an elite institute they're able to make themselves in, whether they are on-campus students, distance education students, online students. I must tell you that this institute really is fearful when it comes to investing in their own students. We at edX, Harvard MIT joint venture, have been interacting with thousands of colleges around the world. Is there any echo in my voice? Is it for others as well, or?
No, though your voice is pretty good. It's coming pretty nice, not a problem.
Okay, sure. So what we have seen while interacting with thousands of colleges around the world
is many of these colleges, unfortunately, they do not take the changing dynamics of learning very seriously. Some of them invest in digital just for the heck of it. But while interacting with this group,
I was saying, being a Harvard MIT venture, when we interact with thousands of colleges around the world, and we're not just talking about the developing nations such as India, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, but when we speak about other so-called developed nations such as UK, US, Canada, what we have seen is the penetration of digital learning is still at a very nascent stage. When we speak to the decision maker, policy makers of those institutes, sometimes there is a lack of ambition, a lack of charisma, and a lack of intent to do something real good for the students. And while interacting with your particular university, we have felt that making a transformation to the student life, making learning more effective, ensuring learners are able to gain something meaningful in their real life, this seems to have been embedded into the DNA of this group. So frankly, it has been a privilege to address you all. So I'll be sharing my screen and I'll take you through a small presentation. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. If one could respond.
Yes, it is
Yes, sir.
visible.
Yes, sir. It is
Perfect.
visible.
Right. So today we will be talking about, is being good enough? So congratulations to all of you who have made it to this prestigious university. Congratulations to all of the students here who have been associated with this university in any mode. You have made something really good to yourself. But do you think is that really good enough for you to be successful, in the practical life? So we'll be covering some part of this in the presentation ahead, wherein I'll be talking about the changing nature of work, how investing in yourself is important, and then some real life scenario basis my own experiences. So over the last few years, this image has haunted me. Whenever I speak at any IT automation or any changing nature of work presentation or webinar, we constantly talk about how the nature of work is changing. How do you think robots are going to take away our lives in near future? Every day we have been hearing stories about Domino's replacing their delivery executives with self-driving cars, and how 80% of the manual work is already being replaced by Amazon. You must be crossing toll on a daily basis, and fast tags have replaced a lot of human beings who were doing their duty there earlier. So automation, artificial intelligence, and I think science advancement has been making a lot of changes. And what we hear them constantly saying is, will there be a time wherein we will be replaced by the robots in future? Now, but I personally feel that this grim reality is not 100% true. The work has always changed. However, the change of pace, the pace at which the work has changed, that has really outpaced itself in the recent years. Today, when we go to McDonald's or any of these fast food joints, we see that a number of their frontline executives, they have been replaced by these machines. Now you don't really have to go and interact with someone out there, but you just go to this kiosk, select your dishes, whatever you wish to order, pay, and an order directly goes to the kitchen, and you collect it from the center. So a huge part, or vast majority of the frontline workforce is being replaced. How it has replaced the the other works that we have been doing. For example, you would all know how a lot of traditional taxi drivers have been replaced with the emergence of applications like Uber, Ola. Especially during pandemic, a lot of people who were associated with the entertainment industry, there would be someone at the ticket collection window, someone who would escort you to the seat, someone who would serve you popcorn, and someone who would take care of your all end-to-end hospitality at those theaters. Now all of the entertainment is there with Netflix. And when I used to say the same thing 2 years ago, people could not, especially in India, they would not be able to resonate with it so much. They'll be like, okay, PVR is there, but Netflix and Amazon Prime are never going to give us the same experience. But I think especially during pandemic, we have seen how this changes. Same has happened to the hotel industry. Think of a local ticket agent. Think of the time wherein I'm not sure if any of you would remember when was the last time you went to a hotel agent to make a reservation. We all must have gone online. So work has changed significantly in the last few years. A while ago, if someone would talk about who is the current leader in the domestic, travel air market, until an year ago, these airlines would be competing with each other. Go Air would say, I have a higher share than Air Asia. SpiceJet would say, we are the market leader. And Indigo would then, come and boast about their, significant presence. However, did they have any idea that in just few months, they will have a biggest competitor who will outshine them all? And they could have never imagined that this will be, someone who is completely out of their industry. Indigo would have never thought that their next biggest competitor could be Zoom, could be Skype. A vast majority of the Indigo passengers used to be business traveler. I remember taking at least 4 to 5 flights in a week for my business meetings. And today, or I would say over the last 2 years, all of those things have been absolutely trimmed. I am addressing you today via these virtual sessions. So these applications have taken away a major portion of the travel market. It has significantly reduced, the business travel. Today, I'm sitting here addressing you. In normal scenario, I would have been at your campus and addressing you. I would still want to do that someday, but these automation, these changes, they reflect the changes which have been happening in real life. Now imagine the staff of those airlines who have been cribbing about losing their jobs. Were they prepared for this pandemic? They have had their degrees, they were comfortable working in certain positions for a long period of time. And all of a sudden, they realize their biggest competitor is coming from an IT industry. Are they able to switch their jobs from Indigo Airlines and go find a job at these IT companies? I don't think so. So the work has always changed. But how do we keep up with this space? If you look at this picture, this will look like an uncle in your neighborhood who must have been sitting there for many years, repairing all your electronic gadgets. This is a common picture near all our households. I've grown up seeing such images. I remember there used to be an electrician who used to repair those bulky, large CRT-based monitors. And we used to go there to, fix our gizmos. And over a period of time, what I saw is that his huge collection of CRT-based bulky monitors have been replaced by LCDs. He started repairing, he changed himself from repairing these machines to these smart LEDs. He upskilled himself to make sure he's able to remain relevant, because no one would go to him with a large monitor and say, isko repair kar do. People have their own sleeky devices now. So this person invested in his upskilling. He learned the new skills in order to stay relevant to the changing workforce of tomorrow. And recently I saw him, fixing an Alexa. And it has taken me by surprise. And I said, how can you know how to fix this? And he was like, base to sabka same hi hai. I know all of these technologies. The fundamental remains the same. So I just have to evolve myself. And this guy and millions of others like him are upskilling themselves and making a positive change to their lives. So this picture is not true at all. I don't think of a time wherein robots would be replacing human beings, because we are so-called the most superior and intelligent breed. However, what we need is constant upskilling. And this would be relevant to all of your coordinators present here, the admin staff, someone who's working in the library, for example, a librarian at your university. A while ago, he would be dealing with the publishers, working on the hard printed books. And over the last few years, he has been dealing with the digital content providers like us, who are providing them digital library. The whole nature of his dealing has significantly changed. The same goes for your IT staff. The same goes for your finance staff. Earlier, the work that they used to do in Excel, now they have to use programming languages. Now they have to work on R and Python. So the nature of work is changing. And how do we stay relevant? Is by constantly investing in upskilling ourselves. So when you enroll for a degree, just a degree might not be sufficient for you. It is good to have, but what's great to have is a skill set. The traditional challenges that we have seen with just a degree is it has been very bundled. Sometimes it is not able to cope up with the changing nature of work. When we speak to the large companies, and edX works with any big company that you may think of today, while we work with DY Patil University to upskill their students with our additional courses, simultaneously we work with thousands of enterprises around the world. In IT, you talk about IBM, Microsoft, Accenture, TCS, HCL, Capgemini. You talk about any automation company, you talk about any car manufacturing company, you talk about entertainment, you talk about hospitality. Most of the elite names are using edX or similar mechanism to make sure that their workforce is upskilled. They're ready to change with the changing nature of work. So learning for tomorrow has to be digital. It has to be connected. And I'm sure you must have seen this very closely, especially during this pandemic, when you're not able to attend colleges. You would be able to connect with your peers online. You would be able to learn from your professors online. You would be able to learn on the go, anytime, anywhere, at your own pace and convenience. So this is how the learning of tomorrow is going to be. And what we bring to you today is edX. What is edX? It is a joint venture of MIT and Harvard University. Today, we have about 40 million plus learners and 170 plus partners who offer courses across in-demand skills and technologies. So via this partnership, what we are bringing to DY Patil University students and their faculty, we are offering them add-on courses across in-demand skills and technologies. So while doing your MBA, if you want to get a specialization in data science, if you want to learn leadership, if you want to work in sustainable energy tomorrow, if you want to work in cybersecurity or Internet of Things, then this platform gives you the right advantage to take add-on courses. And with every course, you get a certificate of completion from one of these top institutes of the world. So along with your degree, if someone is doing an MBA in finance, you could also earn a specialization called MBA Finance with a specialization in data science or machine learning or artificial intelligence, and add these credentials to your profile. And when I talk about online learning, it has been there for a very long time. At least it has been there for the last 20 years since I'm looking at it. But what has changed? What has changed is when we talk about edX, online learning is not just any random online learning. We deploy a whole science of interactive learning, of active learning, wherein you get bite-sized video lectures from the professor. And how we teach is, let's say if you want to learn a concept, we break the concept into weekly modules. Each weekly module would have small videos after 6 to 7 minutes long. After watching the video, there might be some basic reading, then a knowledge test to make sure that you were sitting active while watching the video. And once you successfully complete it, then you get a certificate of completion. At any given point of time, there is this stigma with online learning that it is not as good as on campus learning. It definitely lacks somewhere, but how we make up is by discussion forums. While taking a course, if a learner has any question, any query, any complaint, they could post it into the discussion forums. And within 7 minutes, another learner who might be sitting somewhere in Serbia or United States or Moscow or India would reply to your query. So you will feel like sitting in a virtual classroom of global learners. In fact, when we were trying to, create the science of how long our videos should be, we literally put EEG machines on our learner's brain and see how they were reacting to the content. If I make you watch an academic video, then this is your attention span. After about 7 minutes, your attention span is going to decrease. So what we have realized is if we have to hold your maximum attention of a learner, we have to make sure that our videos are broken into bite size of about 7 minutes each. This is the actual interpolated testing result, the neuroscience data, the EEG data of the learners. And what we saw is when we talk about online learning, if I just make you watch a video, then do you see these blue lines here? These blue streaks, they depict the active state of your mind. So when you're just watching video, this is how least active your brain is. When I mix the video with discussion forums, for example, you saw a movie and then you're discussing something about it, then your brain has suddenly, shown increased presence. It is more active. And lastly, if we mix video plus discussion with assessment, with knowledge test, then it makes learning very much interesting. That's how your mind is most active. So this is the most active stage of your mind. And the same pedagogy is something that we have done with all of our courses. So we use this active learning pedagogy, which makes digital learning way more effective. And this is how edX platform is different than any other online learning platform. And this particular slide might interest the professors who might be listening to me. Today, when you're trying to explain a concept to your students, then all the students would not have the same learning pace. They might not be able to understand the same concepts that other peers would do. So through this online learning, whatever professors see is if there are too many videos at a replays at a particular point in a video, that means a learner is not able to understand something there very well. And if you're doing the same thing in a classroom, if you're using the same conventional method, you don't have a way to change it for half of the class. But with online, we can. If I'm trying to explain a basic concept of microeconomics to my students, and if I feel that my text lesson is not very effective, I will get data about it. Then I could replace it with a video lesson and then see if the learners are able to do that. And both the learners will take the same assessment and pass it. It's a different approach for the same set of learners. So I think this is where online learning should be best leveraged for professors to enhance their teaching style, for learners to really communicate their pros and cons to the teams so they could understand that, analyze it, and teach you in a better manner. And once a learner successfully completes a course, they get a certificate of completion from the course provider. So if you're taking a course from Oxford University or Harvard or MIT or Berkeley or Columbia, that these are the certifications that you will be getting. Now imagine while studying at this prestigious institute, while getting a degree from this institute, you would be able to accumulate such certifications from institutes like Oxford, MIT, Harvard, Columbia, IBM, Microsoft, Google. This is going to significantly enhance your credentials. Tomorrow, when you go and apply for a job at these industries, you will get a strong preference. And I'd like to cite an example of one of such learner called Akshay Kulkarni. So Akshay Kulkarni was working, he completed his BTech from a not so elite college in Bangalore. And that college had absolutely no campus placement aspects. So Akshay Kulkarni realized at a young age that while I'm completing my degree from this institute, I have to invest in myself. I have to make sure I get some add-on knowledge in order to get a better job opportunity. So while he was doing his degree, he completed certain courses from Microsoft. And after completing his degree, when he was there in the final semester, he applied for a job at Microsoft and he pasted his certifications. And when Microsoft called him for an interview, they did not even ask him to go through the practical test because they said, we have seen these certifications. You have already demonstrated that you can do this part. So today, Akshay Kulkarni is successfully working with Microsoft. And we have 41 million such learners from every part of the world who have been reporting career advancement and career progression after taking these courses from the platform. So this is what I had to talk about, how you could really leverage edX while you're taking your online degree, while you're taking your on-campus or online degrees. You could acquire a specialization in any skill set that you wish to acquire while you're doing your degree or even after completing your degree. And now I like to move on to, a bit of the practical aspect of what we have seen. Now I'm sitting on the stage, so it's easier for me to tell you some things. However, what we have seen, and I'm sure all of you would agree, that this is how we want our life plan to be. Very smooth road, koi gadde nahi, kuch nahi, sab kuch ekdam smooth. But this is the core reality. When we want to go from one place to another, right? If we want our life to be absolutely smooth, this is not how it is going to be. There would be various pits and falls. There have to be various struggles of all kinds. But isn't this what makes life interesting? Now imagine if you are playing a video game or if you are watching a movie and everything is as smooth as this, कि हीरो को हीरोइन मिली, उनकी शादी हो गई और उनके बच्चे हो गए और लाइफ बहुत अच्छी चलती रही. Would that story really interest you if you're watching a video game and you don't have any hurdles, you don't have any dragons to fight? Would it really interest you? No. The same thing happens with your life. Life has to be challenging. It has to be rewarding. Then only you will realize the true virtue of it. So how do we as students cope up with this reality of life? Currently, your students, you have your own ambitions. Many of you may feel that after doing my degree, it is going to be this smooth. But it is not going to be this smooth. There might be different challenges. You might meet a bad boss. You might not get an interview opportunity to a company of your preference. You might have a heartbreak. So there would be different pits and falls, but you have to make sure you progress constantly in order to reach your milestone. And, I learned something from someone, an Italian plumber, and I'm sure all of you would be familiar with that Italian plumber. I heard this story on YouTube and I'm quite fascinated with it. And I love to discuss this with my students. So what I learned from that Italian plumber is you have to be fearless towards your failure. You have to focus on end goals. And you have to make sure you go for lifelong learning. And all of you sitting here, I assure you, all of you have met that Italian plumber. You have seen him, you have played him, and you know him very well. So I'm talking about the Mario. So what we have learned from this, I'm sure all of you must have played this game at some point of time in your life, right? Now, this is a story by Mark Rober. And what it tells us, a basic game like Mario, what it has told us is think of clever ways to move forward. When you're playing this video game and you come across this pitfall, and if you fall into this pit, you don't close the game. You don't say, I'm never going to play this again. Next time you will go back, increase your speed, take a bigger jump, and make sure you cross this obstacle. The same thing happens in life. If you fall into one pit, if you come through a bad breakup, if you get low marks, if you fail a subject, if you're not able to get admission into your desired university, if you're not able to get job at your desired organization, that's not the end of it. You're playing a video game in life. You have to focus on the end goals. You have to move forward. You have to enjoy the life that God has given you. So once you cross these obstacles and kill this dragon, you have to focus on getting the princess. You have to focus on getting your goals. So this is what life actually tells us. We all expect our lives to be, like the top image that I showed you, smooth and shiny. But eventually it is a video game and you all have to learn how to enjoy it. You have to enjoy the risk, reward, accept the challenges, and move forward. Think about anything that is meaningful to you in your life, whether it's your degree, whether it's a relationship. And I'm sure it looks like this. There have been multiple challenges, pits and falls, dragons, different problems. But you have learned to move forward. You have learned to move towards your images. So this Mario effect tells us to shift focus from falling into the pit and save the princess, and to stick with the task and learn more. And that's how you turn this upside down and then have a smooth life. With edX, we're trying to do something similar. The nature of work is changing. Technologies around us are changing. We never thought that skills would have so much of intermingling. Today they are. So you have to ensure that while taking a degree, you upskill yourselves with different skills that will take you forward in life. And we are here to help you. Your institute is there to help you. You have to be fearless towards failure, focus on end goals, and make sure learning is lifelong. When I finished my college, I thought this is the last time I'm coming to the college. And it has been 12 years. I'm still going to college every single day. And while you guys are here, my last 2 cents would be, this is the best time of your life. Enjoy this happily. Nothing else can beat this. So enjoy it while you can. Thank you so much for having me. I'll take any questions that you might have now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Goyal, for clearing out the myth that machines will take over. Even I believe that machines can only supplement our work, maybe like one day, definitely cannot substitute us for sure. It's also nice to know that how edX can help our students to learn on the go and at their own pace. I have quite a lot of students who are lined up. They have certain questions for you. Prince, can you take over, please?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you very much. So the first student we are having with is Dishant Trivedi.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Dishant Trivedi, and my question to you is, as many edtech companies are offering online, offering educational opportunities and entering educational sector, so how you see educational sector face to face with traditional learning?
Right. This is a question that we have been hearing, for a long time now. So Dishant, I used to run a company and they used to sell a tablet PC. It's called Akash, which was, the cheapest tablet of the world. And when we used to give that tablet to the teachers would be very scared. They will be like, अगर मेरे बच्चे इस tablet पे पढ़ेंगे तो मुझे तो replace कर देंगे class में. And my answer to them would be, if teachers can be replaced by machines, they should be. Because technology is not there to replace them. Technology is there to make their lives easier. And today, with intermingling of education technology, technology is there to make their life easier. Now imagine when your teacher is teaching a class of 40 students, 60 students. I remember I was one of the most, notorious kid, Hindi mein aapko pata hai uska kya matlab hota hai. So I'm very subtly putting it out. But when a teacher is teaching a class of 40, 60 students, they have no idea what a backbencher is doing. वो उसके नोट्स को लिख रहा है या टिक टैक टो खेल रहा है या अपने लव लेटर लिख रहा है. But with technology, a teacher has better control. A teacher has better understanding of what a student is doing. A teacher could really adapt the way they want to connect with a backbencher versus with a frontbencher. So technology has made their lives easier. So I think this blended learning model is doing fairly well for them. And this is the same thing that your college is trying to bring in here. Now, while many of you have got admission into this university, some of you might aspire कि यार मेरा IIM में हो जाता, यार मेरा MIT या हार्वर्ड में एडमिशन हो जाता. अब जो चीज नहीं हुई वो तो नहीं हुई, but while you're sitting here, at least you're fortunate to be a part of this forward-thinking university who's still bringing the best of professors for you. So they will be bundling their online courses with the offline curriculum and make sure learners are able to get the best of both worlds. So education technology, especially with credentials, is actually making life easier for everyone. हाँ, अगर थोड़ा सा pressure है तो वो teachers पर है. So I would request all the students to be more patient. Teachers भी adapt कर रही हैं आप लोगों के साथ, तो आपको भी उनके साथ थोड़ा सा patient रहना पड़ेगा. उनकी थोड़ी खींचातानी बंद करना and be patient with them, because I know these guys are working really hard to make sure you get best of the both worlds. So I hope that answers your question, Dishant.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So the next question is from Rishank.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, sir, my question to you is, do you see any startup opportunity in this sector for fresher MBA students like us? If yes, how should we approach towards this opportunity?
Right. So I hope ये startup वाला idea ना picture से inspired नहीं है TVF वाले.
ऐसा ही कुछ.
अच्छा तो okay, तुम beer तो नहीं हो ना फिर?
नहीं sir.
There are plenty of opportunities यार. I mean, whether it we talk about edtech, whether we talk about fintech, I think we are privileged to be a part of such growing economy wherein our ecosystem has been fostering budding entrepreneurs. Your college is fostering budding entrepreneurs. There are various launchpad activities. So while you are taking your MBA degree, if you want to learn about startup, it would be a good idea to take some entrepreneurship courses from your college library, from your college modules. And if you don't find anything there, you might be interested in taking some entrepreneurship courses on edX platform. In fact, edX has launched entrepreneurship micromasters with IIM Bangalore. So if a student completes that micromasters, they get access to their launchpad facility. In their launchpad facility, they get mentoring and support from the entrepreneurs. And if you're successful there, you get access to IIM Bangalore's incubation center to turn your idea into reality. And I'm sure similar incubation centers would be there at your own institute as well, right? So if you take some basic courses in entrepreneurship, you will understand, what are the opportunities and challenge the right approach to go towards your idea. And it is a fantastic idea to go for your own entrepreneurial spirit. In fact, Rishank, I must tell you, when I completed my my master's from Oxford, I was very excited. I was like, I have something which will change the world in edtech. So I launched my own e-learning company in London, and I was very excited. London, I got some decent funding. It was doing fairly well there. And then the patriot in me woke up. It was like, India ko chahiye ye. So I launched that company in India. And मैं जितना excited होकर आया था, After 1 year, I failed miserably. I exhausted all my savings. And I would like to say, maybe the market was not right for it. या शायद मेरा experience उसके लिए सही नहीं था. And then I worked. And after 1 decade, when I got an opportunity, when I was sitting at an interview with Harvard University to launch edX for India, they asked me, why should we give you this opportunity? So I said, because मेरे पास failure experience है. I can tell you what not to do, right? We are not to fall.
Yes, sir.
So it's important for you to learn and move forward.
Thank you so much, sir.
So the next question is from Vaibhav.
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yes, Vaibhav.
Sir, my question is, we all know that edX is a very popular platform for doing online courses, certification. So I would like to know your opinion on how this certificate will be useful for enhancing the employability of MBA fresh graduation.
Okay, let me show you an example. So as I told you, we are working with thousands of corporates around the world. So tomorrow when you go and apply for a job at one of these top corporates, these corporates partner with us. They pay edX to train their people. So as a fresher, when you go for an apply, go and apply for a job at these large organizations, when they look at your degree and alongside your degree, they see that you have also done some additional certifications. It is a proof that Vaibhav is a go-getter. ऐसा नहीं कि admission होने के बाद उसने course अपना कर लिया and that's it. He was hungry to learn more. And in order to do that, he took some add-on courses, which gave him hands-on skills and experience and a certification from a top institute. So automatically, once you're able to demonstrate this in your profile, you become more employable. And as I told you, we are working with thousands of corporates who are already our customers, who pay us to train their people. When a fresh talent comes to their organization and look for a job opportunity, they automatically get more visibility and more credibility. In fact, some of the companies are very vocal about it. So Tech Mahindra trains about 100,000 plus of their employees with edX. And they have identified some courses on our platform. They say if anyone in India who has completed any of these courses on edX platform can send them their CV and a certificate of completion, and Tech Mahindra will give you a guaranteed interview opportunity. So this is one such example, and there are numerous other opportunities out there. In fact, 73% of our learners report career progression after taking these courses.
Thank you very much, sir.
So the next question is from Kritika.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. This is Kritika. And a student want to pursue certification courses in his or her interest area. What's the exact process that need to be followed?
Sorry, I think your voice was a bit feeble. Are you asking about the process of taking a certification?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That is my question.
Oh, it's fairly easy. So you will be able to see. Are you talking about edX certification or other certifications? Because
Yes, the edX certification course.
so I think your team would be better able to guide you on how do you take these courses. The key process is, or in fact, if you want to try this right now, is you go to edX.org, write whatever that comes to your mind. Let's say you want to learn AI, ML, data science, leadership, communication skills, interview skills. Write whatever comes to your mind on the platform. Courses will come. Select the course, and system will give you an option to enroll. So you click on enrollment, and that's it. The course is right there. It is as easy as opening Netflix, selecting a title of your choice, and watching it. 3 steps. Open Netflix, search whatever you want, choose the title, and enjoy. The same thing is being done with edX and your platform. So we have done an integration wherein you will be able to see the courses which aligns with your curriculum into a learning management system. You will see the choices there. Maybe your professors will tell you these are the mandatory courses for you and these are the optional courses for you, and they will tell you the overall process. But it's fairly easy.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
And all of you can take edX courses on your mobile application, Android or iOS applications as well. Maybe once this is launched, then your team will tell you the entire process.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Last question from our faculty, Dr. Harshal Raje.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Amit. Am I audible?
Yes, Dr. Raje.
Right. Sir, first of all, I must share that we at GBSRC are really happy to have an official tie-up with EDX for the benefit of our students. And I can definitely sense that there is a lot of enthusiasm amongst our students to learn many new things through the EDX platform. Sir, my question is that EDX has the tie-up with most of the foreign universities like Harvard University, Columbia University. Is the EDX having the tie-up with the top Indian institutes or universities? Like we are the MBA institute. So can we have some courses like from the IIMs, which are also recognized as the top institutes in the world?
Of course. In fact, edX has already partnered with IIT and IIM.
Right.
And you are entitled to take their certifications as well. You may want to speak to your online learning lead, and you would be able to get their certifications as well. So from India, we have partners like IIT, IIM, and professionally, we have partnership with State Bank of India.
All
so
right.
These are the three Indian partners, three Indian names that we have.
All right. All right. Can I go ahead with another question, sir? From
Please feel free. Kindly feel free. Yes.
Right. Sir, like we are having a lot of certification courses in EDX, and it's a plethora of courses. When we have shortlisted some of the courses for our students, we could see that there were around 1100 plus courses which EDX is offering. So from the student point of view, given the time constraint that they have along with their academics, how best choice can be made regarding the selective courses which are applicable to the management discipline?
So remember, less is more. While we have given you the choice to take thousands of courses, practically your students, even if they complete 2 to 3 additional courses in a year, that should be more than enough. And I think it is the responsibility of the HOD or the subject professor.
Okay.
So maybe HOD can decide if a learner is taking 6 courses or 4 courses in a semester, then maybe in one semester, a student will have to take a course in, let's say, data science fundamentals. So maybe what you could do is offer specialization to your students. For example, when you're launching your MBA, make 4 or 5 specialization. One specialization could be in data science. Second could be in artificial intelligence. Third could be in, machine learning or leadership or any emerging technology that you may think of. So on these topics, we have a collection of courses readily available with us. So if someone wants to master data science while they are doing MBA, you tell us. You tell your point of contact to reach out to edX team.
Right.
We will tell you out of thousands of courses, these are the 6 courses that your learners should be taking. And now it is a university's decision whether they want to make their students take all of the 6 courses in one semester, maybe just dedicate. And this is how we are working with some universities. One of the university that we partner with, they say in one semester, student will do nothing but just take these 6 courses online on edX. Then they come to the classroom and discuss their doubts and queries with the professors. So they flip the classroom. In some cases, out of 6 courses, they put 1 course in each semester. So it's not more of a workload for the student. And by the time they graduate with MBA in finance from your university, plus a specialization in data science from Harvard University.
Right, sir.
So you have to define some mandatory learning and at the same time, open a library of online courses if they want to take it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks. So on behalf of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. P.D. Patil, sir, Pro-Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Bhagyashree Patil, Madam, Trustee and Executive Director, Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth, Dr. Smita Zadhav, Madam, Director, Global Business School and Research Center, Dr. Chetan Chaudhary, sir, Director, DPU Center for Online Learning, Safia Farooqui, Madam, all my faculty colleagues and my student friends. I would like to thank Mr. Amit Goyal for spending his valuable time and enlightening us with various courses with edX. I think that the digital revolution is taking over every traditional industry by storm, like Amit sir rightly said. And if we are to survive in the storm, then we must be armed with the right kind of knowledge and be connected with the right kind of platform like edX. So I'm sure this relationship with edX and Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth will go a long way in helping our students in upskilling themselves. Again, thank you very much, sir, on behalf of everybody. Thank you so
It's
much.
a pleasure to be here. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Amit. Thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Amit.
Thanks, Dr.
It was a wonderful session.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, students, please stay logged in. Okay, please do not log out yet. We will be having our second guest speaker for the day joining us soon.
Hello, Mr. Tomio. How are you?
Hi, great, very good. Thank you, Chetan-san. How are you?
I am fine. After a long time been getting connected with you.
Yeah. Thank you for this invitation.
My pleasure, sir, for being accepting our invitations on very short notice and joining with us.
Always pleasure of mine.
Sir, we have with us our Executive Director and Trustee, Dr. Smita Jadhav. I would like ma'am to say hi to sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to DPU.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you here at our Global Business School. The
Same here,
students,
thank you.
all of us are really excited to listen to you.
Wow,
Can you
there
hear
are
us?
more than 100 people, huh? Wow, big number of people.
Yes.
Yes.
Over to you, Dr. Chetan, sir. We can start.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Tomio-san, for joining us.
So very good morning to one and all present over here. Today's our guest lecturer is Mr. Tomio Isogai. Mr. Tomio is former managing director of Sharp India Limited. He has 37 career at Sharp Corporation and over 100-year-old Japanese electronics giant who has spent more than 20 years out of Japan, engaged in global sales and marketing, consumer electronics, domestic appliances, communication devices, office automation products, and solar power generation system that Sharp manufactures. He truly is a global-minded business leader with diversified experiences in more than 60 countries over the world, residing in 5 countries for more than 25 years up until today. Particularly in the emerging market, he once was a member of economist firm in Dubai, UAE, as managing director of Sharp Middle East Free Zone establishment. Since 2017, Mr. Isogai has been invited to quite a few events and functions as guest lecturer, as well as international conferences, seminars, and being organized by many academic institutions that includes IIT Bombay, IIT Calcutta, and IIT Indore. As of today, Mr. Isogai is also an honorary member of Hyderabad Management Association and as an advisor board member of ACN, Asian Community News. Since 2016, the total number of those opportunities of his speech come presentation counts more than 230 as at end of July 2021, both in India and Japan, online and offline. So now I will call Mr. Tomio Isogai to carry forward from here. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session. I'm feeling very much honored and privileged to be interacting with you all here today. I understand you are the freshers for MBA students, and I think you are going to be for 2 years minimum, and learning a little more about the business management, marketing, and HR, and so forth. I have been working in global arena for more than 35 years. Actually, it's almost 40 years now. And I've been engaged in global marketing, management, cross-cultural things, HR, and all the domains in the business as a leader in the local operation of a multinational company from Japan. So from that experience, I would like to talk particularly today about India and Japan and its relations, since the past, present, and the future. Because I do believe from my heart, India and Japan can only become the strongest partners in the whole world. No other country can be. No other can be. This is the only partnership that can grow very strong and very beneficial to each other. This is my belief. That's why I'm here in Pune. Okay. All right, so let me just share my screen. The title today is Look East, Act Global. In this case, look east means look at Japan. Because I know many of you might be thinking only United States or Europe or Australia can be your consideration for the future destinations. That is not true. So let me just start. My career history. 1979, I got placed Sharp Corporation. My first assignment outside of Japan was Saudi Arabia, where I stayed 5.5 years. Next assignment outside Japan was USA. What a difference. Then Mexico, where I started out the merger and acquisition and started out a new local operation from zero. No, actually it was from minus. Then back to Japan sometime, and again my fourth mission outside Japan was UAE, Dubai, where I was responsible for all domains of Sharp business, as well as all Middle East and African countries, which is more than 80 countries to cover. It was impossible to cover all. Then back to Japan sometime again. And my last mission was in India. I stayed 2 years in New Delhi and 4 years actually, in Pune, here in Maharashtra, where there was a Sharp India Limited, which is a manufacturing company located here in Pune. It has a 30 years long history, starting from the joint venture by Kalyani Group, which is Bharat Group, right? So retired from Sharp Corporation, or I would say graduated from Sharp Corporation, finally, back in 2016. And I was already determined to come back to Pune. Yes, to become a freelance advisor and as a bridge person connecting India and Japan in commercial, academic, and cultural aspects. But what I like to share with you, when I joined Sharp, I was just nobody, but just a BA holder, majoring only in languages, speaking English and Spanish better than anybody. That's it. That was it of myself. I did not know anything about management. I did not know anything about business. I did not know anything about marketing. I did not know anything about legal matters. I did not know anything about accounting. Nothing. I was just starting from a junior clerk. Just a junior clerk. No title at all. No manager at all. I was just making copies. I was just preparing some documents. I was just sending some messages At that time, there was no mail. There was no computer at all. Just imagine that, how it could be possible to do business. But it was there. I was doing it, right? So my point here is, you all here today can be anybody. If you want to become a Prime Minister of India, yes, you can. Why not? You want to become a chairman, if you want to become a CEO of any company, yes, you can. Maybe that's the easiest way to do. You just set it up. There are 5 ways COVID-19 has changed the workforce management style. World Economic Forum told us. Number 1, rapid reskilling and upskilling is the key. Quick adoption of new advanced technology is required. Number 2, changing leadership and management competencies. Corporate culture and leadership skills focus on empathy. This is a very big word. Empathy is a very key word. Number 3, a culture of trust, transparency, and openness are also very important. All to be supportive of one another. A teamwork is required even more than ever. Number 4, individual and social well-being is sought after. Mental, social, physical, and financial well-being is very, very sought after everywhere. Number 5, working in a more agile way. You have to think a simpler, faster, and less expensive ways to operate the management and business. This is a good lesson. Now, let's go to the main topic of discussion today. Number 1, different perspectives and commonness between you Indians and me Japanese. Number 2, secrets of Japan's recovery after the World War II. Number 3, beyond Industry 4.0. Number 4, India and Japan, as I said, strongest partners. Number 5, there are some more takeaways for you. First thing I like to show you and share with you is this world map from the global standard. This is, you're very much familiar with this global map. In this global map, Japan and the United States look so far away, right? But this is not true. We look at the world this way only. We look at the world this way only. Look at this. See? In fact, Japan is in between US and India. And the different distance from Japan to United States of America is similar to reach Europe. Look at this difference. See? That's how the world looks like. So it's there is a different perspective always. Be careful. Things are all like this. You can have a look from a different angle and it looks different. Now, one more very big difference between India and Japan. Demography. The population pyramid in 2020 looks like this in India. Okay, the blue color represents boys and male. Yellow colors represent girls and female. And the bottom line is 0 age, the babies here. And the top line is 100 age. Okay? So every 5-year step, there is a bar showing the number of population. So it is obviously a young nation, young country India is. Now, I will be showing how it will look in the year 2050, 30 years from now. India will look like this. India's population pyramid will look like this. It's a great shape, and India will enjoy a lot of so-called demographic dividend in the coming decades. You are in the middle of that. The number of population, 138 crores, may become 164 crores in the year 2050. And you don't need any extra efforts to reach there, right? It's a nature. It's a natural step to reach there. This may be a little bit of exaggeration, and it may be overestimated, by the way. Anyway, the point is India keep growing, right? Look at Japan, on the other hand. It looks so different shape, right? In the year 2020, looking like that, but in the year 2050, 30 years from today, Japan will look like this shape. Look at that, look at that. See, it's such a very fragile, very shaky population. Too much from the upper side, elderly people, and too short from the younger generation. That is the problem. Don't ask me why. There is a certain social problems here, issues here in Japan. Number of population, 13 crore to become maybe 11 crore or even less than that. See, so much of difference between India and Japan. But the point here is, I like to mention, Japan is in desperate need of young manpower in all industries where no robotics or AI, artificial intelligence, can replace the humans. So it's a big areas where we need a lot of young manpower from outside of Japan. Right? Now, those are the two major differences. Now, I like to share some common things that we both have. The Buddhism is one. The Buddhism was born in India and brought up very strongly, deeply, widely inside Japan. You cannot believe this. This great statue of Buddha, inaugurated in the year 752 by the first Indian visitor, the Indian Buddhist monk Bodhisena, has inaugurated this great statue of Buddha, which has 18 meters high. 18 meters high. Such a great, gigantic Buddha statue was inaugurated by the Indian monk. So since 8th century, we have the relationship. Okay, isn't that great to know? Second, Japan is very special nation, very extraordinary, exceptional nation in the world. Why? Because we Japanese people worship multiple gods, multiple religions even. Okay, the Buddhism is one very prominent and very popular religion in Japan, as well as this worship in nature is a Shintoism, the traditional Japanese religion, which is basically worshiping nature. These are the two rocks in the seashore. The bigger rock is a husband and the small rock is his wife. They are connected by the sacred rope, and they are protecting us from all the bad things. All right. So we believe in nature, and God is there always. Mountains, rivers, stones, trees. We believe God is there to protect us. Right. I think that is something similar to Hinduism. Now, have you heard about three wise monkeys? Right? I think so. Many of you know, speak no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil. This was, I think, introduced by Mahatma Gandhi ji some time ago. But do you believe? As you all know about those three wise monkeys, most of the Japanese people also know about these three wise monkeys. Look at this photograph taken from one of the shrines in Japan. This shrine has been inaugurated in 17th century. Since 17th century, these three wise monkeys were there in Japan. And many people know, almost all Japanese people know about these three wise monkeys as well. Isn't that amazing? I think there is no other country in the world. Only India and Japan know these three wise monkeys together. No other countries. I don't believe so. Okay, yeah, look at that. Look at these statues worshipped in Japan. Aren't they looking familiar to you? Yes, right. Look at that. Those are from the left. Benzai 10, Kangi 10 in the center, and Tamon 10 on the right. But of course, as you see them, very familiar to you because they are from India. Saraswati, Ganesha, Kubera are all from India and worshipped in Japan. And Lord Ganesha, such a very important, big god here in Hinduism. Ganesha is just one of the deities that worshipped in Japan by the Japanese people and originated from India. See, next month, 10th of September, Ganesh Chaturthi, right? Right? That's going to be celebrated in Japan too. Isn't that great? Right? There are more than 200 temples, in Japan dedicated to worship Ganesha. I found that. It was a great discovery from myself. Isn't that amazing? I don't believe there is no other country in the whole world. Again, there is no other country in the whole world where 200 plus Ganesha temples are there and worshipped by many Japanese people. You may say, no, sir, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, there are Ganesha temples. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But only few. But in Japan, more than 200 temples dedicated to Ganesha. Hey, isn't that so nice to know? All right. Lakshmi is also there. Lakshmi is also there in Japan, worship. And there's the name of Kichijo-ten. But look at them. Similar, not similar. Same goddess, actually. Same goddess are there in India and Japan. Isn't that nice to know? Right? No other country in the world. Now I change the subject about the miraculous recovery from the World War II by Japan, how it was made possible. In 1979, there was a book published by the Harvard University professor. The book was titled Japan as Number One. But more importantly, the subtitle is Lessons for America. Hey, you guys, you got to learn from Japanese, right? But the fact was, Japan has never been number one, as you know. But Japan has made its number two position in terms of GDP, nominal GDP, over West Germany at that time and only next to USA in 1968. In 1968, what was the year the World War II ended? Do you remember?
1945.
Yes, thank you so much. In 1945, the two atomic bombs dropped by Americans onto the two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And Japan surrendered on the day 15th of August. You please remember the date because it is very important date for you too. You're celebrating Independence Day, 15th of August. We are not celebrating that day, but we remember all those souls and spirits fought for the nation. So it's the same memorial day for you and for us. That's another coincidence, right? And just imagine, in 1968, Japan has made #2 economy. And back in 1945, there was ashes like this. Look at that. 1945, there was ashes in Japan, burned down. Lakhs of people instantly died. But in 1968, only 23 years later, Japan has made #2 economy in the world. Can you believe that? How could it be possible? How can it be possible? But it was possible. It was made possible by all the Japanese people. All the Japanese people. My, one generation area, my father's generation, they have fought for this, right? Hiroshima, after the, decades, Hiroshima has made a very strong academic industrial city nowadays. Now, let me just talk about some of the secrets behind this miraculous recovery of Japan after the World War II in such a short period of time. But I will tell you from my own experience, because I'm the inheritant, right? I'm following those previous generations, and we follow the same way to fight. Okay, so from my point of view, there are some secrets like this. Working very hard, 365 days, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Obey all the set rules. That is a basic virtue of life for all the Japanese people. Punctual to schedule is extremely followed in Japan. Japanese people never be late by even 1 minute. If they are late by 1 minute for a meeting or for any gathering, everybody feels so ashamed of that. There are offices in the government sectors, private sectors. In those offices, every morning there is a morning meeting. And every evening before ending of the day, there is another meeting, get together and share all the information. There is a very strong transparency here in these two activities. Intensive planning and implementation on schedule. Horen so, it's a combination of 3 words, Japanese words, combined with PDCA cycle. PDCA, you have to know. Plan, do, check, and act, right? This is a management cycle. And Horen so is the tactic. Ho means hokoku, in English, reporting. Ren, in short, for the renraku, in Japanese, meaning informing. And so, in short, sodan, in Japanese, meaning consulting. So you have to keep reporting to your boss, informing of the things that happened to your boss, and consulting with your boss what to do next. This is the tactic of management. TQC, total quality control. TQM, total quality management. 5S and Kaizen, those are also secrets behind. Teamwork, rather than standing play by individuals. I can see more standing play by individuals here in India than teamwork. But if you go to Japan, you will see more teamwork than individuals. Okay, that's a clear difference in between India and Japanese management style. Consensus decision making by Ringi system is another typical Japanese management style. Japanese people, they never make any decisions by 1 or 2 people. The top guys will never make a decision. Always it is a consensus decision making, collective decision making. Everybody is participating in decision making. Not that just the big boss will take a decision. Hey, right away, okay, let's do this and that. No, it will never happen in Japan. Lifetime employment. I'm a great example here. I have worked for one company after the graduation from the college, as long as 37 years, only for one company. Totally dedicated service. Why? You can ask why. Yes, clear reason is here. Job rotations are made. Progressive promotion systems are set. So whenever you work hard and whenever you make good accomplishment, you'll get a promotion and you get another chance to challenge to a new position. Job rotations in between amongst the company itself. I was a good example, right? After 5 years of staying in one department, one position, I was shifted to Saudi Arabia, representing Sharp Corporation, right? After 5 years of assignment there, successful assignment done, then I was shifted to the United States of America. That's when, only when I got manager. That's only when I got the manager there, right? But I ended up, after 37 years long, I ended up managing director of a local operation. Not just one, 3 local operations. I was a top guy, right? I was a leader. So you can become, I told you, I started out as a junior clerk, no title at all. I was just making a copy, preparations for the meetings, sending some messages. I started out from there. But I climbed up the ladder one by one, and end up with a leader, local leader of the multinational company. If I could do that, I was not just an extraordinary person. I was just one of you. I was just a normal guy. I didn't even go to MBA even, right? So you can do anything. You can be anybody. That's my point here today. Now, let's talk about Industry 4.0 and beyond. Industry 4.0, okay, let's go back to the history. First industrial revolution, Industry 1.0 in the 18th century. Industry 2.0 in 19th century. Industry 3.0 in 20th century. And now we are living in fourth industrial revolution or Industry 4.0 right now. That was promoted by Germany anyway. And in the United States of America, there is a marketing 4.0. As you know, Mr. Philip Kotler, I should say Dr. Philip Kotler, as a marketing guru, has said, marketing 1.0 was a product-driven marketing. Marketing 2.0 was a customer-centric marketing at that time. And number 3, the marketing 3.0 was a human-centric marketing. And right now, marketing 4.0 is a marketing approach that combines online and offline interaction between companies and customers. But because of this pandemic, I would add here, see, Philip Kotler is not saying this, I'm saying this, that not only between companies and customers, but also the employers' employees are now online and offline interactions. So that is a kind of difference that has made by the pandemic, right? So in fact, in an increasingly online world, offline touch, the human touch, is becoming more strong differentiation. You cannot neglect that. Marketing 4.0 also blends style with substance in building brands and ultimately complements machine-to-machine connectivity with human-to-human touch to strengthen customer engagement. You may want to know more about this marketing 4.0. You can learn a lot from Philip Kotler. Okay. So what will be the next coming up? beyond Industry 4.0 and Marketing 4.0? The answer is from Japan. We say Society 5.0 will be the next. The history of mankind reveals that evolution of human society has been fueled by technological advances, with key steps along the way as Society 1.0, hunter-gatherer society. Society 2.0, agrarian or agriculture-based society. Society 3.0, industrial society. And we are living in Society 4.0, which is information society. Then Society 5.0 is coming. It's a human-centered society that balances economic advancement with the resolution of social problems by a system that highly integrates cyberspace and physical space. Society 5.0 achieves a high degree of convergence between cyberspace or physical virtual space and physical space or real space. Huge amount of information collected by sensors or from sensors in physical space is accumulated in cyberspace. In the cyberspace, this big data is being analyzed by artificial intelligence, and the analysis results are fed back to humans in physical space in various forms. Things and systems are all connected in cyberspace, and optimal results obtained by AI exceeding the capabilities of humans are being fed back to physical space. This is the image. The left side picture is showing Society 4.0. Right side is showing the Society 5.0. The upper half is cyberspace. The below half is a physical space. It's just an image, how it will be evolving. Society 5.0 would also contribute to the meeting the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, established by the United Nations. Japan aims to become the first country in the whole world to achieve a human-centered society, or Society 5.0, in which anyone can enjoy a very high quality of life with full of vigor. It intends to accomplish this by incorporating advanced technologies in diverse industries and social activities and fostering innovation to create new values. That is the goal. The goal or objective is to create new values. Some of those new values examples are being introduced by the Japanese government in mobility, healthcare, caregiving, manufacturing, agriculture, food processing, disaster prevention, energy conservations. If you like to know more about Society 5.0, please invite me again for lengthy lectures. I can elaborate on this, okay? Now, Japan and India relationship has become special, strategic, and global partnership. So it's not a bilateral relations anymore. It's a global partnership. And Japan-India Vision 2025 has been agreed. And Japan-India Digital Partnership has been signed off. Okay? With the vision to develop IoT and AI solutions for societal benefits and explore joint collaboration in emerging technologies by utilizing the Japan-India Startup Hub in Bengaluru. This brings about a convergence between India's flagship programs such as Digital India, Startup India, Smart City with Japan Society 5.0 to promote societal benefits. See? Already, one MOC, the Memorandum of Cooperation, has been signed off in between the India and Japan. And the agreement reached in the field of information and communication technologies, ICTs, by both the countries on 5G technologies, telecom security, submarine optical fiber cable system, spectrum management, smart cities, high altitude platform for broadband, disaster management and public safety, etc., etc. Okay. Japan Industrial Township has been established nationwide. There are 12 such Japan-centric industrial townships or industrial park has been already established. 12 of them, one of them is in Maharashtra, Super Industrial Park, where all the Japanese industries are invited to come and establish their own operation here in Maharashtra. Okay. One more important allies have been formed, Quad, as you may know, United States, Japan, and Australia, and India. They have formed Quad leadership. The first Quad Summit 2021 was conducted last March online. And one more important thing that you should know about Indo-Japan relationship. Do you know who he is? On the left side, Dr. Subramanian Jaishankar, the External Minister of India, External Affairs Minister of India, or Foreign Minister of India. And on the right side is Mr. Motegi, the Foreign Minister of Japan. One thing I like to tell you. The wife of Dr. Jaishankar is a Japanese lady. Again, the wife of External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, his wife is a Japanese lady. They got 3 kids, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Those are the born ambassadors to the 2 countries. Isn't that nice to know? It's a great proof, the pure proof of strong bonding between India and Japan based on the respect and trust. Isn't that nice to know, right? I was very happy to know that. All right. Swami Vivekananda, I admire and respect too much about him. Once he told in 1894, when he was in the United States, he said, Western efficiency and dynamism combined with Indian spiritual values will create the best management system in the world. Very well said. Very well said. India has done a great job following his words, but take a look at the reality. Let's take a look at the reality. Human Capital Index ranking by World Bank. The ranking in 2020, the Human Capital Index ranking by nations. Japan was number 3, not too bad. The top 10, Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, Canada, Finland, Macau, Sweden, Ireland, Netherlands. Can you guess where was ranked India? Can you guess? Human Capital Index by World Bank in 2020. India was ranked 116 out of almost 200 countries. Can you guess who are better than you around this neighborhood? I show you. Vietnam 38, China 45, Brunei, do you know where Brunei is? Brunei 56, nearby Malaysia. No? Malaysia 62, Thailand 63, Sri Lanka, your neighbor, 72, Indonesia 96, Philippines 104, Nepal, again your neighbor, 109. India is 116, way down, way down. Don't ask me why is it so. You can just investigate the World Bank, what they say. Some criterias are there, right? One more thing I'd like to show you. Global Competitiveness Index 4.0 by World Economic Forum. The year 2019 ranking shows Japan as number 6. Okay. Who are the top 5? Singapore, USA, Hong Kong, Netherlands, and Switzerland. Again, can I ask you, where do you think India was ranked? India was ranked 68. 68. Not too bad, but not too good either. Because Taiwan's 12, South Korea 13, Malaysia 27, China 28, Thailand 40, Indonesia 50, Philippines 64, Vietnam 67. All these neighbors are ahead of you, ahead of India. So India has a long way to go to catch up with the others. And you have to go in a hurry, all right? You have to run. You have to run, catching up to this. You know, there is only one shortcut. Can you guess? There is only one shortcut to catch up with these kind of indexes, to come up better than your neighbors and close to reach to China, right? You need to reach closer to China. And even I wish that India supersedes China to become a very big industrial hub in the world. The shortcut is to work with Japan. If you work with Japan, you get that shortcut, all right? So my belief is here. Japanese teamwork spirit and accountability, combined with Indian jugaad concept, will create the best manufacturing system in the world. I'm not joking about this by saying jugaad, because jugaad has many, many positive side of it. Let's take a look at the positive side of jugaad. Forget about the negative side and work together with Japanese people. Then India can go up fast and to become one of the top economies in the world sooner. That's my belief. I talked about secrets behind the Japanese miraculous recovery from the World War II. One of them was here, TQC, TQM, 5S and Kaizen, right? If you want to learn more about these TQC and TQM, there is a great textbook just appeared this year. Becoming World Class, Lessons from Made in Japan on Japanese Management Practices by Professor Prem Motwani, the former professor at JNU, is talking about this, right? The book empowers the Japanese manufacturing management model, which enjoyed tremendous popularity in India, but has not yet been adopted in its entirety for a variety of socio-cultural reasons, such as lack of vision and direction from a long-term perspective, no collective thinking towards a common goal, and deficient business ecosystem due to human resource practices and the silo work culture. How's that? In the preface of this book, the author said, JMPs, Japanese management practices, with focus on TEI, total employee involvement, and people development are the ideal methodologies for India to follow. What India needs is to develop a mass manufacturing model of its own by evaluating the potential and limitations of JMPs in India, and selectively adapting, creatively modifying, and innovatively hybridizing the JMPs, as well as the new American lean model. Right? This book focuses on explaining the gaps in practicing TPM in the Indian setting and using it as a business tool, and is more of a practical guide to the underlying concepts and principles and cultural aspects that are helpful in creating the system to cover every aspect of business activity in India. Doesn't that sound good? If you are interested in this book and this lecture, I can connect you to the author. He's a very good friend of mine. Please invite him to have a lecture on this. This is going to become a great learning for many people, not just for manufacturing only, in the management style itself. Okay. Now, what you need to invest for sustainable manufacturing, there are 5 M's. Have you heard about them? There are 5 M's. Number 1, marketing, machinery, manual or patent or know-how, materials, and manpower. Those are the very well-known 5 M's for manufacturing. But I like to add one more M to this. This is only my theory, okay? I added one more M, which is motivation. You have to invest in motivation as well, because without motivation, nobody can work harder for you. People can work harder only for themselves, but not for the others, not for the companies. Nobody will work harder unless they are motivated. Motivation is the so important aspect in investments in manufacturing and in management as well. So I will say 6 M's are there. All right. Now, I talked about the shortage of manpower in Japan. I show you some of the shortages happening already in Japan. This is back in 2019, April. There was a shortage of nursing care, 3 lakhs. Restaurant servers, almost 3 lakhs. Construction workers, more than 2 lakhs. Agriculture, more than 1.25 lakhs. Shortage in the year 2019, before COVID. Even after COVID-19, the shortage will be even greater. Shortage of manpower will even become greater than this. Okay. Now, most demand are from the engineers, especially in the IT sector. IT engineers are very welcome and very much needed. As much as 8 lakh of software engineers are required by the year 2030. And those software engineers can earn in Japan as a fresher, okay? Remember, as a fresher, they can earn as much as 38 lakhs annually in case of AI engineers. Even a simple programmer can earn 15, almost 16 lakhs of annual income in Japan. That is how the demand is so strong in Japan. All right. If you are seeking for higher education, PhD degree, doctorate, Japan is welcoming you again. Study abroad. Scholarships are available. Technology are available. Utilities are available. Dynamism is available in Japan. And last Y means yummy food is also available there to enjoy. Why to Japan? Because Japan is full of its amazing people with so much of disciplines and amazing nature as well. You can enjoy all kinds of nature in Japan. That's another enjoyment for you to stay in Japan too. All right. If you're interested to go to Japan, immediate opportunities, yes, there are two options. One, Sakura Science Program by JST. JST is a Japanese science and technology agency. It's a government entity. They are promoting this Sakura Science Program, which is funded by the Japanese government. From the airport in Pune to coming back to airport to Pune, everything is being paid by Japanese government for as long as 3 weeks time. It's by the invitation by the Japanese partners, institutions, researchers, all year long. Number two option is scholarship by JASO, is another Japanese government organization, for maximum 1 year stay in Japan as a scholar and to study all year round. This is another options you can grab, okay? Now, what I like to suggest you, if you're very much interested in working in Japan, then start learning Japanese language from today, not tomorrow. Why? Because it will take 2 to 3 years for one Indian person to reach an employable level in proficiency in Japanese language. That is why I'm saying, if you are very serious and interested in learning, working in Japan or studying in Japan, learn Japanese language starting from today. Now, 2 more takeaways for you from my experience and my knowledge. What are the 4 key elements to make a strong team? What are the 4 key elements to make a strong team? Number 1, transparency. Number 2, empowerment to the people. Appreciation and acknowledgement to the people as well. And yes, motivation. Those are the 4 very indispensable elements that make a strong team. That's my belief and my theory. If you'd like to know more about this, invite me again for another session. Now, leader. What are the 6 important or key elements to make a strong leader? If you want to become a strong leader, you have to have those 6 elements in you. Number 1, logical thinking. E, eloquent speech. A, ambitious vision. D, dynamic approach. E, second E, empathetic personality. And R, responsible action. You are the responsible person. No matter what your team members are doing, have done, you as a leader is responsible for everything. You cannot blame on others, right? So those are the 6 indispensable elements to become a strong leader from my point of view. If you'd like to know more about this, invite me again for another session. Another quote from Swami Vivekananda, he said, "This is the first lesson to learn. Be determined not to curse anything outside, not to lay blame upon anyone outside, but be a man or woman, stand up, lay the blame on yourself. You will find that is always true. Get hold of yourself." Isn't that nice? It's all up to you. I keep telling you, you can become anybody. If you want to become a Prime Minister of India, you can. Whatever you feel right for you, you can become. I was done. That's way. 3 wise monkeys we talked about. Let's forget about those 3 wise monkeys because they're talking about evils only. And look at this carefully. Look at this picture carefully. You may not be seeing any evil, you may not be hearing any evil, you may not be speaking any evil, but you may be following and sharing all the evils every day. So let's forget about those 3 wise monkeys. Instead, the ancient wisdom Rig Veda tells you this. Ano badra krataboyantu vishvata. May good thoughts come to us from all directions. And look at those 3 monkeys, what they do. Speak out, listen up, and see tall. Let's forget about 3 wise monkeys and let's be 3 smart monkeys starting from today onward. This is my last message for you all. Let's build a solid partnership for a prosperous and peaceful future together. Only youngsters like you can change the world, and you can do it. You can make India #1 economy in the world. Why not in your generation? Why not? Not in my generation, but in your generation, you can. Okay. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, San, for sharing the secret of Japan's success. It was indeed heartbreaking to see some of the harsh reality of India. However, you were pretty right about Indians' jugaad system. Even though we may not have the best of infrastructure to support us, but we Indians have a zeal of making the best of what comes our way. Yes. Maybe that's the reason why we are the 3rd largest nation in the world of doctors, engineers, and scientists. I have quite a lot of big minds over here, my students, who are dying to ask questions right now to you, sir. So over to you, Ms. Ghosh. Okay, we'll have the questions now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So we are having our first question from a student, Kritika. Over to you, Kritika.
A very good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So my question to you is, great men are known to be the men of good habits. So as an individual, what according to you were the habits that served you in your formative years to become successful?
What is the great element of becoming a successful person? Are you talking about that? Are you asking me?
Yes, sir. What served you as an individual in your formative years to become successful?
I have already shared some of the important elements to become a leader, right?
Yes, sir.
Those are some of the, very logical thinking and so forth are important factors. But to become an individual, a successful individual, I think you have to know how to control yourself. how to control your time is the key, because the time is the only thing in the whole world given to all equally, right? Time we have 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours, but how to use these 24 hours of your time is your choice. It is the control, self-control. You have to know yourself, you have to control yourself, and particularly how to spend your time. This is the first thing I like to tell you.
Sir, it was a wonderful session, sir. I'm a student of history. I love reading about India and where we have reached so far. You've talked about a lot of things that we need to reach. But I would like to tell you that when Britishers left us 75 years ago, they plundered us for 200 years and left us as a poster boy of poverty. Our life expectancy was 27 years back in 1947. It is 68 now. We had 51 million metric ton of food that we used to produce with more land. Now we are producing 278 million metric ton. We are 7th largest economy, I believe, in terms of purchasing power parity. We have so many things to learn from Japan.
Purchasing parity based GDP, India is already number 3.
Three.
Yes.
It's 7 in terms of directly.
No,
yes,
no, it is number 6.
It has overtaken France recently, I believe.
No,
my numbers are
taken by UK. It was taken by UK. UK is number 5 and India number 6 right now in 2020.
Thank you so much, sir. But we have come a long way from where we were in 1947 to where we are right now. Not as great as Japan has done, but there's a long way to go, like you pointed out.
That's why I'm urging you to work with Japan and work hard and work and run quicker. Yes.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Now I would like on Britishers, okay? As Swami Vivekananda said, don't blame on anybody else. Just think about yourself, what you can do, and you have to do a lot, and you have to control your time again.
True, sir. Now I would like to request Sabrajita ma'am to give a vote of thanks, please.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Willis, sir. I think, do we have time for one more question? Do we have that? Okay. Ms. Ghosh, we'll just have one more question now.
Sure, ma'am. So we have our next question from Vaibhav. So over to you, Vaibhav.
Sorry, I can't hear.
I think we have Vaibhav online right now. Vaibhav, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, sir. My name is Vaibhav Tarmale. So my question, as you said, it can take 2 to 3 years to learn proper Japanese for an Indian. So what will be the minimum level that student can get eligible to work in Japan?
According to JLPT 5 scales, number 3, JLPT N3, that is the employable level. And to reach there from the scratch, nothing, then you will take 2 to 3 years. How much, it depends on how much intensively you study. There are some fast tracks already, always.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have with us our director, Chetan sir. Over to you, Chetan sir.
Yes, I just want to say thanks again to Mr. Tomio Isogai. Sir has been associated with Global Business School and Research Centers for many years. And he's been a resource person all the time, right from our conferences, induction program, and even all kind of global exposure to be given to our students. Sir, I thank from my bottom of heart for being associated with us, and I cherish the association with you. We are eager to grow with the guidance of experts like you, sir. So, and you are also acting as a facilitator for Indo-Japanese relationships with two of the firms. So I would be seeking your help if we can enter the Global Business School and Dr. Patil Vidyapeeth in certain kind of MOUs which will mutually benefit the parties like students, faculties for research and other things. I would appreciate.
Sure, my pleasure.
I'll be in touch with.
Sure, welcome.
Thank you.
Look east and act global. What a thought to start the speech with. Thank you so much, Tomio-san. I, Dr. Aparajita Singh, Associate Professor of Global Business School and Research Center, on behalf of our leadership, Honorable Chancellor Dr. P.D. Patil sir, respected Executive Director and Trustee Dr. Smita Jadhav ma'am, the Director of Center of Online Learning, Dr. Safia Farooqi ma'am, our Dynamic Director of Global Business School and Research Center, Dr. Chetan Chaudhary, along with all of my faculty colleagues and dearest students, are really grateful for your intuitive and engaging speech and your experiences that you have shared with us. Thank you so much, San, for sharing the secret of Japan's success and your thoughts on Society 5.0. It is indeed so important to keep the human touch alive in this crazy online world. Thank you for enlightening us about the information about all the Indian-Japan allied work and drawing out the similarities between our cultural lineage. I would again like to thank you on behalf of our complete D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth fraternity and our school, Global Business School and Research Center.
Great. Hope to see you again soon.
Definitely.
And good luck.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your guidance here. And we'd love to see you at our campus in Pune.
I'm here. Welcome. Invite me.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day and safe. Bye.